All right, we got to move along here. All right, moving on to face products. I've tried 3 different kind of foundation type products over the last several months. And one is the Lancome Stick Foundation. I use this again in a tutorial. I love the ease of this. I feel like it gives good medium buildable coverage. I don't feel like it's quite full coverage. And I don't feel like you have to use, I've not gone through it very quickly, but this really only lasts about 6 hours or so on me. And then I'm pretty shiny and I need to powder. I don't feel like it's breaking down, but it's not the longest wearing foundation for me. Otherwise, I do feel like it's good for a stick foundation. It's not overly waxy. It does have a brush on the other tip, but it's just okay for me and I won't be repurchasing. So therefore I'm trying to make myself, make a decision about these products more than not. So if I'm not gonna repurchase, I'm gonna put this in the dead, but it's not a bad product. The next one is the foundation I'm actually wearing, and you saw me use this on my best friend as well. She's loving it. It is the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation with hyaluronic acid. Long wear is what it boasts. And I do actually feel like this lasts quite well. I do have to powder. It's not an overly dewy foundation, and she has drier skin, and without a primer, it did look a little bit drier on her skin. So that's just something to be aware, but I don't use a primer with this. And I feel like it gives really good, I'm gonna say medium buildable. It's not completely full coverage, but it does have a pump. It's a nice, liquidy, smooth texture. You can feel there's dimethicone in there, so it's a silicone based, but it's really nice and it has a cooling sensation on your skin, and it really does feel like a very high-end luxurious foundation. I have the shade 040 Neutral Hazel, and you're gonna find your best color selection on the Catrice website. The only thing this pump, just be aware of, when you pump it out and you let go, more product comes out. So make sure you're prepared for that. But otherwise, great product. I do wish they would be able to expand their color selection a little more, because I find the undertones seem to be a little more peachier or pinker. So this was one that I felt like I could get away with more of yellow tones. So that's just something to be aware of, but definitely a darling for me. And it's one of my favorites now from the drugstore. The other one I tried is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream Matte, and it is 40, SPF 40. And I actually really love this. This is the oil-free matte version, and I had never tried this version. I have used the original. I do find the original really nice. The original, ironically, I feel like is slightly thicker feeling in texture. This one seems to be a little bit more mousse-like and just slightly lighter, but again, you're gonna get really good coverage. But I don't feel like it gives you a flat matte finish. So I do still powder with it, but it gives me a good amount of coverage, a good day's wear. And I love products like this that can combine a really good SPF and skin loving ingredients as well. So definitely a darling for me. All right, staying with the coverage products, let's talk about some concealers. So not gonna go into tons of detail because I am going to be doing a concealer dedicated video, but the first one is the Thrive Cosmetics, the Buildable Blur HD Creaseless Concealer. I have the shade Light Medium, and this is supposed to be, I think, a medium to full coverage. It's not full coverage. It is a nice thin consistency. It's not drying, but it does crease on me. So, again, it's not a bad product. And I do feel like with a color corrector, I can make this one work for me. It does set down to a real nice, soft kind of satin finish. And so it does have just a little luminescence. So I do still powder. So it's nice, but not a darling for me. The next one is this Beauty Blender Bounce Airbrush Liquid Whip Concealer. Now, this is not a new product. This is a new color. And I have to say, when you're picking a concealer, the color can make all the difference in the world. This is 3.40W. The previous shades I was using had more of a yellow base because I have yellow undertone, but under the eyes, I tried this one, even though it's a W, it doesn't have as much yellow in it. And all of a sudden, it was like magic. This is the one I'm wearing today. And I felt like it covered better than any of my other shades had done. And I've really been enjoying this. Now, I'll talk about it more in my concealer video, but this one is a darling. The other two concealers are the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix Concealer, and I have two shades. I have Peach 09, and then I have Butter 05. Okay, so I first tried the Peach, and it's funny, again, going with the idea of the shade making the difference. So this is a great color corrector. It is a super thin formula. This is supposed to be hydrating. It's supposed to kind of go along with that no makeup look, but disguise your imperfections, all that good stuff. I have to say, I do love this under concealers. I used it a little bit today. I don't always have to use it with the Beauty Blender one, but this is a really nice color corrector. It is super thin. And I do feel like it does keep your under eyes from getting dry through the day. However, when I ordered kind of more of what I thought would be more of a concealer shade, I didn't love it as much. It's a really lightweight, kind of watery type formula, so just be aware of that. But this, you could see the yellow, it was like yellow. And I didn't feel like it covered enough to do really any good. So for the purposes of these two, I would say the Peach one gets a darling stamp. The Butter one is a dud stamp for me. But if you find, I would say go to this line for more of color correcting, unless you're just wanting more of a light to medium coverage for your under eyes, super thin, then the other shades would work well for you. Now, I do have concealer duds. They're all from the same brand, just different colors. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I know a lot of people love this concealer, and it's not bad for around the face, but I used it again the other day and I'm like, I don't like this. So it just doesn't work for me. If it works great for you, I am so happy because it is very inexpensive and it does have a nice formulation, but for whatever reason, this looks dry on me. It doesn't hold up coverage. Like at the end of the day, I'm seeing my dark circles, I'm seeing lines more than usual. And so for those reasons, these get a dud stamp for me. Moving into powders, two powders that you've seen, but I haven't talked a whole lot about. First one is from Nakia Joy. This is her Velvet Finish Powder, and this smells, wait for it, like golden Oreos. Oh my word. It is just the most delicious smelling powder, first of all. But aside from that, it is beautiful. It is a beautiful velvet feel. I think that was an appropriate name. It is so super lightweight. It is translucent, so you're not gonna see, it's not gonna make you look paler or anything. But this is a really nice powder, and it does truly kind of make you look like you just put on a filter on your Instagram page. And I mean, it smooths out the pores and the lines. My only caveat with this one is I do need to touch up later through the day. So it doesn't keep me smooth and poreless all day long, but with a touch up, it works great as a touch up as well. This is really a fantastic powder. Now the other one I've been testing out, I'm so excited because it is a dupe for another powder. I'm not going to tell you which one because I'm working on a dupes video, but it is the Kiko Milano Fresh Feel Setting Powder. This is amazing. It's what I have on my face today. Again, like the Nakia Joy, when you put it on, it totally blanks out your pores, your lines, your imperfections. This one's a little bit more powdery as you apply it in the air. Obviously it's a loose powder, but this one does have a twist on it, so you can completely close it, so it's very travel friendly. But the fresh feel version is because when you apply this to the face, it feels like you've got water, like you're putting water on your skin. Some of you know which powder I'm talking about, but stay tuned for that dupes video. But in the meantime, definitely a darling. And I forgot one more powder. It's the Jaclyn Hill Brightening Banana Under Eye Setting Powder. I have actually really enjoyed this. There are very few powders that work for me under my eyes. I feel like even the Laura Mercier that most people love, that one makes my under eyes look dry. This one does not. I love that it comes in various shades. The next time I buy it, I'm probably going to get the light banana shade. So this is the regular banana. So if you have medium to deep skin, this will be fine. If you're more fair, you're gonna wanna go with the lighter shade. But I find this to be a super, super smooth, finely milled powder, and it does work wonderful under the eyes to set your concealer. Let's get to some color on these cheeks, right? Now going on to contour slash bronzer product, and it's what I'm wearing today, is the Patrick Ta She's Sculpted, and this is the cream contour and powder bronzer duo. I actually am a big fan of this. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people are like, eh, and I get that. I mean, if you already have a cream contour that you love and a powder bronzer, great. But I love that it's all combined for me in one palette. And I have the medium. So She's Sculpted is the medium shade compilation. And I find this super easy to work with. So this is what I used as my contour and my bronzer today. It's more of a natural look, but I find it just blends and melts right into the skin very easily. And then this bronzer, it's slightly glowy, but it's not overly so. It does remind me of the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Doesn't smell like that, but as far as the finish goes, it's not glittery and it's not super shiny. So overall, I actually find this to be a really great duo and a darling in my book. The next bronzer contour product is the Wayne Goss. This is Radiance Boosting Face Palette, and this is satin bronze, and I have really enjoyed this. So it has a matte contour shade on one side and a radiance boosting bronzer. Again, now you can see this one has a little more glow to it than the Patrick Ta one, but I have really enjoyed this. The formulation is super smooth, very blendable. This is the medium color range. So initially I ordered the light one and it looked gray. It was so pale and the contour shade was so gray. Now, again, a reminder, your contour shade, you do want it to be super cool and have a gray tinge to it, but you gotta be careful. If you have more color to your skin, you know, you're probably gonna need to deepen up. So again, this is the medium color duo, but I have really enjoyed this. Now, going on to bigger palettes, I had one of these products already, but when I saw the compilation of these four, I had to get it. So this is the Benefit Fire Queen Foroscope palette. So they put out, I think, 3 or 4 different compilations. And this was one that was a little bit deeper for the blush shade. So it has the Hoola bronzer, which I love this. This is one of the few matte ones that I feel like can work as a contour or a bronzer. But then it has a matte blush. Love that blush. And then this one, oh my, it's so pretty. It is a rosy, glowy blush. And then this highlighter reminds me of the Buxom White Russian highlighter, and I mean, it has just a little bit of a pinky hue to it. The formula in here is the standard really good quality of Benefits cheek products. So I have really enjoyed this palette a lot, so definitely a darling. All right, 2 more powder blushes, going back to the drugstore, are these 2 from Essence. I picked up one and went back and bought another shade, and these are it's just called the blush. So the pink shade I have is Beloved, and this formulation I would never guess came from the drugstore. It is just smooth as silk. And I have a compilation of these two blushes on my cheeks today. I really love Bespoke. This was the first one I bought. It kind of reminds me of the Patrick Ta She's So LA, kind of that powder blush in there, but they're just smooth. There's a slight little bit of glow, but no shimmer particles or anything. So really good quality, and they're $3. You can't beat that. I also picked up 3 more shades of the Nude Sticks. These are nudies, all over face color. And Ulta had a sale, and then Sephora had a sale, and there were some new colors introduced. So I picked up these 3. So this first one is called Bohemian Rose, and it's just a deeper, cool berry shade, really pretty. The trash truck is interfering in my work today. Then these other 2 are more in the neutral, kind of lighter tone. So this first one is Bareback, and that's the middle one. Wow, I thought, what a boring shade. And then I put it on my cheeks, and it's really pretty. It's a dusty rose nude shade. It goes with so many different looks. And then the other one is in the nude, and it's similar in the fact that it can go with a lot, but it's just on the warmer side of things. So a little bit peachy, but love this formulation. And I love to apply cream blushes with this Luxe 522 tapered highlighter brush. It makes a world of difference. And then the other cream blush, I won't go into too much detail because, you know, when you see it, it just doesn't need any explanation why it's a darling. This is the Winky Luxe blush in the shade Crown, and it is just gorgeous. Even if you didn't love the formulation, I mean, it's a great decorative piece, but the formulation is also wonderful. And this shade just has a little bit of some reddish tones, kind of warmer. There are, I think, 4 different color options, but just love it. Okay, so I forgot this sculpting stick from Kiko Milano. This is the Sculpting Touch Creamy Stick Contour, and I have the shade 201. Again, I've used this in at least 1 or 2 videos, and I really love this. It is very inexpensive, creamy formula. And I do feel like it depends on what foundation you're putting it over, how quickly you need to blend it, but I do find it fairly easy to blend in, and then it sets and stays all day. It doesn't remain dewy or just kind of wipe off through the day. So a great quality cream contour. And then I have 2 liquid highlighter products. Now, I'm sure some of you have seen reviews on this. This is brand new. I just picked this up about 2 weeks ago. Okay, this is the Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. All right, don't read any of the description of what to use it for, like concealer, primer, all of that. No, just look at this as a liquid highlighter product, and I think you'll be pleased. Okay, it has a twist up and a sponge applicator. I don't love that part of it, but the product itself is super thin, and it does give just a really nice hint of a glow to your skin. You can use this under your foundation, on top of your foundation. Again, I would not, especially because I am oily, use this all over my face, but I love to use it on the tops of the cheeks, and I just find this to be a really great product. Now, many people are comparing this to the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. I'll say there are a lot of similarities. Now, with this product, it doesn't set and kind of grip onto your skin quite like the Hollywood Flawless Filter does. If you've been interested in this product, I would definitely recommend checking it out, especially if you've not taken the plunge to try this. If, however, you already have this, you don't need that product. This one still, in my book, performs better. Now, one other product that I've tried that also is very similar is the Lisa Eldridge. This is the Elevated Glow, and I have the shade Crystal Nebula. This has Again, very similar properties, has a doe foot applicator. In the glow on these products, there's no shimmer, which I love. I think it's great for us mature skin gals. Now, what's different and unique about this one, you can feel on this and the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, there is a thicker consistency. So like the Hollywood Flawless Filter, this one grips the skin. It adds a beautiful glow. I really love this one. Again, I would say this is really similar to the Flawless Filter, but the one thing that this one does is it has an ingredient in it that is supposed to help tighten your skin. And you do feel just that tiny little bit of tightening as you are wearing it, but it is beautiful. And again, it sets down and kind of just grips the skin more so than the Maybelline does. So you can see the Nebula Glow and the Maybelline. The Maybelline has some glow still, but not nearly as much as this. So this definitely gets a darling stamp from me. I think the packaging and everything is beautiful, but the formulation also is just a smidge more unique than the Flawless Filter. Okay, so we're getting towards the end and I pulled out kind of some random products. So this one is the Jaclyn Hydrating Under Eye Primer. And I don't know, there's mixed thoughts on this, but for me, this is a darling. It has a stainless steel tip on it, which feels really cooling on the under eye. And this is just supposed to help hydrate and prep your under eye for your concealer. And I do notice a difference. Now, if you already have an under eye cream that you love to use as a primer, then I don't think this is gonna do anything different. I think many people were looking at this as like a gripping primer, like you use under your eyeshadow, or a gripping primer for your face. It's not that kind of primer. If you look at it more as a hydrating step to prepare your under eyes for your concealer, I think you'll enjoy this. And that is how I've used it. I've loved it. And I do notice a difference when I don't use it. And the last face product that I have to share is the Paula's Choice C15 Super Booster. Oh my goodness, I was impressed with this from the very first use. I know that seems crazy to say, but these boosters are ones that you add to your moisturizer or to your serum. So I have enjoyed adding just 3 drops of this to my daily face moisturizer, and I can see an immediate glow that it adds to the face. It doesn't make your face greasy. It just does definitely make your skin look healthy and glowy. And over time, I do feel like the texture on my skin has gotten better and better. And because you're just using a few drops, these boosters, I think, last a long time. And vitamin C is one of the kind of up and coming things to be putting on our faces. And I feel like this is formulated the proper way so that it will actually get into your skin and do some good. So Paula's Choice C15 Booster, love it. All right, we are rounding out this Darlings and Duds with lip products. Okay, we're gonna talk about some lip liners. Now, the brand that I am actually not going to talk about in this video because I have talked them to death. I talked about them in the Sephora video and you've seen them appear in just about every Get Ready With Me. That's the Smashbox Be Legendary Line and Prime Lip Liners. Yes, I've added a few colors to my collection. So I'll be swatching all these on my blog soon. I'm having my blog redone, so look for that. But those, definitely a darling. So, but the ones I am going to address are 2 from 2 different brands. This first brand is the LA Girl. These are the Shockwave Nude Lip Liners. So this is a new kind of brand within their lip liners. They have some other ones I've tried and they're okay, but these Shockwave ones are really nice. They're a nice smooth formula. This first one is Maple Glaze. I'll swatch these 2 for you. So that's Maple Glaze, a nice cool nude shade. They're nice and smooth and very creamy. And then this shade right here is a beautiful shade. This will go great going into fall. This is called Rosewood. And again, super creamy formula. They are fairly long wearing. So I've really been enjoying these. So definitely a darling. And then the other two are from Buxom. Okay, so I had this Dangerous Dolly shade. Ooh, dangerous, right? And then I picked up recently the Hush Hush Henna. Now what's unique about these is it has kind of like a teardrop shape, which at first I thought that was going to make it really hard. It's actually really easy to line with this. I love you don't have to sharpen it. On the other end, there is a really nice full kind of lip brush, and it's slightly bigger than any that I have. And so I find this really easy if you want to fill in your lips with the color. Now, if you're looking at these and thinking, wait, doesn't Buxom already have plump liners, something like that? Well, you would be right. These products, anybody remember these? Well, I think these are still available, but what's interesting is the shades. Okay, I had to check the names because they're so similar. I didn't want to get them confused. Okay, so I have Hush Hush and Dolly Danger. The other one was Dangerous Dolly and Hush Hush Henna. So my friend, when she was here, she's like, now, are those the same colors as their previous pencil? And I'm like, you know what? Let's swatch them. Okay, they're so similar. So these top two, this is Hush Hush Henna, and this is Hush Hush. And then this middle one, this is Dangerous Dolly, and this is Dolly Danger. So I'm not sure if they're eventually going to get rid of these pencils, but if you already have these pencils in these colors, you don't need those other ones. But if you've not tried these and you don't like to have to sharpen your pencils, then I would say try these new ones from Buxom because they are really nice and soft. I am wearing Hush Hush Henna, which is this one around the edge of my lips today. They're a really nice, smooth, creamy formula. They don't last as long as the Smashbox liners, but they are still very long wearing and creamy. Now, as far as lipsticks go, I have a few. So let's just get right into it. I did finally purchase the Smashbox Be Legendary lipsticks. They came out with these when they did the lip liners, and I have two shades of those. One I also featured recently in a Get Ready With Me, and it's the shade First Time, and then the shade that I am wearing is called Level Up. So I'll show you those two shades. This is First Time, this is Level Up. Love these, super pigmented, very long wearing. They don't have shimmer in them, but they're not like a dry down matte formula, but they are very long wearing, creamy, hydrating on the lips. Really highly recommend those. Then I tried two shades of the Buxom Full Force lipsticks. They continue to kind of release new colors periodically, and I am glad. So the first one is White Russian. So if that name sounds familiar, they now have a gloss, they have a highlighter, they have a lipstick, they've got an eyeshadow palette. So this is White Russian. And these lipsticks actually have about the same plumping feeling as their glosses do. So just be aware of that. I don't find it painful at all. I think it really helps plump up your lips, and it makes your lip lines almost disappear. Almost. So it's a really nice formula, especially if you have thinner, more mature lips. This lipstick line is great. This other shade that I swatched for you is called Dolly Dreamer. So within the Buxom line, Dolly and White Russian are repeated many times over in many of their products. So this is a beautiful, beautiful, it's bright on me, on my lips, but it's a beautiful berry shade. And then again, White Russian. So definitely darlings. And then I have a kind of tinted balm lipsticks or lip products. This one is from Milani. Again, a gift from my best friend. I love this shade. On my lips, it comes off a little bit warmer, but you can see it there. These are really nice. I don't remember exactly the name of what these are called, but this color is Lustful, but I'll put across the screen their actual name. But these are really nice. They're very hydrating. They give you a good amount of color, but just really smooth. And I love the packaging. I think it's really great. And then going back to Buxom, let's get into some glosses. We're gonna finish with some gloss. So Buxom, I love this. They are continuing on their theme. Last year, they experimented by adding some fall scents to their glosses and did a limited edition collection. They've done it again. Now, they first did a summer collection. I don't know if any of you saw that, but they released some lip creams with a tropical scent to them, is what they said. So, of course, I had to pick up one just to try it out, and I got the shade Dolly Daiquiri. There's that Dolly. I told you, it's going to be reappearing. I was a little disappointed on the scent. Not bad. I mean, it's there, but it's pretty subtle. There's a hint of some coconut. So I do, you know, I love my coconut. So overall, I really love the scent. The color wasn't, to me, anything super special because it's a cream. There's no shimmer, but it's a light pink shade. It has their same cream formula. So it was very nice. It wasn't quite as good of a smell, though, as their fall collection. And this year they've done it again. They've added a pumpkin spice scent. I think both of the ones I got have pumpkin spice scent. So the first one I picked up was Vivian Vanilla, and oh my goodness, wow. I mean, these just smell like fall, and this one is full on color. It does have some glitter sparkle in there, but not chunky glitter. So I'm just gonna say sparkle. So that is that color right there. It is so pretty on the lips. I haven't worn it a lot yet because to me, it's fall. And then the other one I just picked up is Pippa Pumpkin. And this I actually used a little bit on top of my lip combination here. And this, if you look closely, has a very fine little bit of some shimmer, but it's a really pretty color. So it is warm, a kind of a warm toned pink neutral, so pretty. Again, the Buxom formula I think is one of the best if you want a plumping gloss. I feel like this actually works and it's not painful. And this formula, while it's slightly sticky, it stays around for a very long time. So one of my all-time favorite gloss formulas, and I love those shades. All right, 3 final lip products. All right, let me dig into one that is a dud first. So it's only a dud. It's my fault because I picked the wrong shade in this formulation. What was I thinking? I don't know. But this is by Runway Rogue. It's Patricia Hartman. And she has, this was my first time trying any of her products. One of you recommended her stuff to me. So she has some long-wearing lipsticks. She's got glosses. So I tried a long-wearing liquid lipstick and a gloss. Well, the long-wearing lipstick, this is the one I'm like, what was I thinking? It's a shimmer pink. All right, so I'm thinking, I love shimmer pink. Not in a liquid lipstick form, especially if you have mature lips. Now, I did try this out just on its own for a little bit the other day, just so I could tell you how the formula is without a gloss on top. This is the color, okay? So this is Jet Set. And it doesn't look bad on the hands, but as it dries on your lips, you're gonna see your lip lines emphasize. Now, it's not that super drying liquid lipstick formula. I mean, it's kind of drying. It says it's supposed to be hydrating, but you know how that goes. But, and the smell is wonderful. Oh my goodness. It is a super sweet, I'm gonna say custard. It smells like custard to me. So a sweet custard smell. So love the scent on it. And I would probably not mind it in more of a non-shimmer shade. But again, I need to just remind myself, I don't love matte formulas anyway, matte liquid lipsticks, but they are long wearing. It didn't bleed on me. It did feel kind of lightweight on the lips. So a better shade next time, but the shade, it's a dud for me, but the gloss that I bought, I love. And so I'm hoping to pick up another shade in this, but the gloss shade I got is Fashion Week. And this has some shimmer in it, but this is more of a warm pink color. It has actually a good amount of pigment along with the gloss. It has, I would say it's a lighter scent than the liquid lipstick, but still kind of that sweet vanilla custard scent. Oh, love it. And it's a very comfortable formula. It's not quite as sticky as the Buxom ones, but it still, I feel like, lasts a good amount of time and just looks beautiful on the lips. All right, one final product is another Huda Beauty lip strobe, and this is in the shade Fearless. And I thought I was gonna be pretty fearless if I was gonna wear this shade, but it turns out this is one of the Huda Beauty lip strobes like Angelic, which is one of my all-time favorites. You see it appear a lot. And so my best friend and I looked at this shade and we're like, oh my word, we gotta try that out. We gotta try it out. And we both love it. It is this shade right here. Okay, so what looks like it's gonna be scary because it looks pretty deep and dark, but this shade, because it has that gold shimmer through it, it's not like wha-bam purple lips, you know? At least I don't think so. So I have really been enjoying this shade, and this formula is different than any other gloss I own. It's not sticky, but yet I feel like it does hang around a long time. And my favorite way to wear these is with one of the Smashbox lip liners. And with that, that brings us to the end. Hallelujah, right? If you're still with me and still awake, thank you. Thank you for making it to the end. I hope it was fun for you. I enjoy watching these kinds of videos myself, just kind of getting those little snippets of reviews, and hopefully it's helpful for you to make good, wise purchase decisions. Thank you as always so much for watching. Be sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Bye.